Welcome back to the Director's Garage. Wax on, wax off, people. I am your host and resident idiot, Michael. It's good to be back in the saddle again, as Aerosmith once wrote, or was that Gene Autry? I'll never tell. But we're back today, and I'm doing a full-blown episode. This one's got twists and turns, including a giant what's in the box. It's a biggie. We're going to dig into this bad boy just a little bit. But I lost one of my monitors last night. I went to record something, not show-related. This was spoken word, and it just wouldn't turn on. It might be the power supply. Who knows? But as a result, I am 34 inches shorter of LCD goodness, and that thing was way out of warranty. Now, a new one gets here tomorrow. There's a link in the description below if you're interested in what I bought. But it's kind of like working naked. Not having a monitor right under the lens, that is. Sorry for the visual. Hey, let's talk a few new releases. It's headline time.
Headlines. Get your headlines.
The first is a new Red Hot Chili Peppers album. It's called Unlimited Love. Now, if you want to get schooled in what a great bassist sounds like, yeah, this album will remind you of how a bassist like Flea can completely transform and shape a song. This album would be completely different in the hands of another player. His sense of rhythm is so unique, there is no other bassist that sounds like Flea. And I call this album a bit of a surprise. It's not steeped in like catchy hooks, though it has some. This is a music lover's album first. Terrific instrumentation, exciting harmonies, and counter melodies. And it's a spatial treat with a gorgeous image. Now, I gave this album a first listen on these, the LCD5. Yeah, and with all its detail and speed, crispness of the horns, the cymbals, the texture of the toms and the bass drums, the Chili Peppers always feel like they're playing in a small club, and this headphone represents that space so well. It's like listening on a world-class pair of like near-field monitors. I think the appreciation for the LCD5 is going to grow over time. There's a coherency here that other headphones struggle to deliver. Now, I do wish it had a little bit more bass presence, but the bass is so locked in and detailed. Once you're in the music, you hardly miss it. Now, I paired these with my Woo WA5LE, and it was a great time. I don't know if I told you all or not, this headphone now has the looser headbands. It's much more comfortable. Yeah, Audeze sent me one. Now, this album was a great experience for me. It could have easily dropped back in the 1990s. This is the Peppers in top form. Well-crafted numbers that are unmistakably Anthony, Flea, Chad, and John. Now, the other release is in the kind of hard rock lane. Almost metal, not quite. I'm talking about Jack White's Fear of the Dawn album. Now, some seriously aggressive stuff here, and I grabbed the Abyss, yeah, the bad boy, the 1266 Phi TC, and tried to achieve that total consciousness. Whatever. All right, if you like feedback and distortion to deteriorate your mind as much as I do, this album is going to do it for you. What's interesting about this album is, to me, how Jack is synthesizing feedback and manipulating it. Amazing effects from birds to predators. It's not too far afield from some of the stuff I've heard him do in the past, but it has this experimental vibe to it that reminds me of the early days of the industrial sound when anything was possible. It sounds like there's danger everywhere on this album. The one thing he gets right on this album is dynamics. The songs go from single instruments to explosive combustion in just a fraction of a second. I love that contrast. And it's part electronica, there's a little rap thrown in, even some acoustic here and there, but with distortion, industrialized rock as a through line. I really enjoyed this one. What's the Trick is really the winner for me on this one. Hypnotic bass line, static coming at you from all angles, but it's all rhythmic. The lyrics are a complete riot. If I die tomorrow, what did I do today? He asks. What a great line. There's nothing tame about this collection. Strap in before you press play. Now, one last note. A young viewer, Matt, from South Africa, sent me a piece of music he wrote that I can use in the show at some point.
Awesome.
I want to thank Matt, and here's what he sent. That's pretty cool, right? Like, I'm still working on where it goes and what I kind of want to build around it, but it's going to be coming soon to a Director's Garage episode near you. Thanks again, Matt. And those are your headlines for today.
What's in the box?
So today we are digging into this box right here. Now, I know what's in this, right? Because I bought it myself. But I'll tell you this, there are actually 2 headphones inside this thing. I'm only going to reveal one of them today, but there will be 2 boxes in here. So what do you say we get to some cutting and strutting? I looked for it and I found it. Miles Standish Proud, congratulate me. A philanderer's tie, a murderer's shoe. You got that one? That's Begin the Begin by REM off of my favorite REM album, Life's Rich Pageant. This was back before they made the jump from IRS Records to Warner Brothers, and everything about the band would change forever. They went from a college band to selling out arenas right after they moved labels. So the songwriting on that album is so focused, and the lyrics are among their very, very best. Oh, we got an extra piece over here. All right, whatever. All right, I'm running out of tape to cut. So what do you say we open this thing up and see what's in it? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Packing. Okay, there are 2 boxes, as I promised you. All right. Well, let's see if we can get something out of here. Let's pull the one. I'm only going to pull the one out that I'm actually going to show, because I don't like to tease you too badly. Pull this off to the side. And I'm going to dump this box out of here like this. Ugh. And what we're left with is this guy right here. All right, so what are we looking at here? Let's do a little cutting on this box and see what's in this box too. Boy, knife's cutting through this one like butter. No problem there. You might have some idea based on the markings what it might be, but I'm about to blow your mind. No, I'm not. Oh, we've got ourselves some bubble wrap. Trying to pry this guy out of here. Boy, the bubbles are snapping. Shit's flying everywhere, folks. Wow, they just taped the snot out of this bad boy. And it's a Hifiman product. Oh, what we got ourselves here is the HE-R9 from Hifiman. Yes, it's the HE-R9 from Hifiman. Folks, this is a departure from one of the world's leading manufacturers of planar magnetic headphones, because these suckers are dynamic drivers. Hifiman boasts that these are the world's best dynamic driver headphones. Pretty braggadocious considering it's making the claim in the face of Fostex, ZMF, and the Sennheisers of the world, and they're doing it for about $1,000 less. Let's dig deeper. Now, I picked these up from Audio 46, where everyone should be doing their shopping for headphone gear. They are the best in the business. Small company doing big things, and they ship fast and free. Don't forget about our coupon code. Enter Director's Garage, all one word at checkout, and you will receive an extra 5% off most of the items they stock, while you're supporting this channel at the same time. Everybody wins, and it promotes goodwill toward mankind. Too much? Product card. We got a product card here. Okay, now let's get serious here. We've got ourselves a product card, and you've got the HE-R9 owner's guide. And this is a slick little package right here. They got some nice photography in here and some QR codes. If you're listening, can you get it? Can you get it? Let's see. Yeah, grab it quick. Too late. Probably won't need that anyway. Wow! Ooh. Oh, baby. Look at these. These are gorgeous. these are impressive. Oh, folks, look at these cups. They're kind of, well, there's kind of a little dust on them right now. A little bit of dust. But they're gorgeous finish on these things. They are really beautiful, and they are okay, if you look at a couple things right off the bat, there's an L and an R on either inside. They feel a little bit on the loose side. I can't say that I'm overall impressed right out of the box. I will say that these cups, look at these cups though. Look at the way the cups catch the light. They're like kind of copper and they're kind of not, but ooh, hinkiness on the design. Listen to that. Not the best, Hifiman. A little bit alarmed by this. I'm going to try these on now. I'm going to lengthen them out a little bit. They look a little on the small side, and let's do this. Okay, comfort factor is good. Comfort factor is good. Not very deep on the ear wells. I got to think that we're going to be seeing some aftermarket pads for these things, but they are the same pads. Pleather along the outside. Not a big fan of the pleather, but they are fabric on the inside and the part that touches your skin, which makes it more acceptable to me. All in all, beautiful cups. I mean, world-class beauty here, but everything else about this package screams bargain basement. Now these cups, they're giving me major vibes from that Sony MDR-R10, that classic ultimate Summit Phi headphone from like 20 years ago or whatever, and this shape has since been adopted by like every headphone manufacturer under the sun, hoping to maybe contain or capture a little bit of that old Sony magic. Is that a thing? Now you saw this cable before, and there's nothing spectacular about it, but I gotta show you a little party trick of something that was in the box prior, and that's what's in this bag right here. And that is this guy, and this is a Bluetooth sender. I'm going to show this to you. And what this does is it allows this headphone to connect wirelessly. And if you check on the side here, you can put this guy in. And it's a Bluetooth module that will send sound from a Bluetooth device into this headphone. And I kind of like that idea. So it adds a little bit to the profile, but you're getting Bluetooth in. And I gotta think, if I'm gonna travel, although these don't fold up very well, and they certainly don't look like they're gonna take much of a pounding on the road, having the Bluetooth option seemed to me to be a good idea. So I went ahead and I purchased it with the Bluetooth option, but when you buy it with the Bluetooth option, it also comes with the wired alternative. And I think we're going to want to check out the wired version on this because I'm really interested in what the best these things can sound like and how good they get. So wired would seem to me to be the logical choice, but of course I'm going to review this Bluetooth unit when we do the full sound check. Now inside these guys, and it doesn't look like this cup is easily removed. Oh, it does. Wait, I found this cup snaps out, so I'm kind of interested in this right here. And believe me, these things are so hinky, I'm not worried about doing much damage to them. Here's your driver right here. Looks like a relatively small driver. This is something called a topology diaphragm. Now, it sounds kind of mysterious, but there's something, it's supposed to have nanomaterials that shape the sound and impact the acoustic performance. Does it smell like I got a whiff of snake oil here? You can't hide forever, Hifiman. We're about to call you out. I think it's time we head into a Director's Garage sound impression.
Sound impression.
So I'm going to start out with something grossly unfair, and that's putting it through the Ferrum stack, the $3,000 amplifier and power supply combo, which is probably like, you're using a howitzer to shoot a mosquito. But I'm going to humor myself here, and I'm going to start out with a little Fleetwood Mac Rhiannon, and I want to get the first feel of the sound signature on this. And there's some detail up top, and here comes the bass. Ooh. Ooh. Boy, powerful, powerful bass. But I think there's bloom here. I mean, it's all bass. There is a top end, though, that's got... There's some sparkle and detail coming in up top. Boy, it sure sounds like they're going for that THXOO Purple Heart category, and that's going to make a great shootout, and we'll be doing some comparisons with that headphone for sure. That's where this is aimed at to me, but man, I mean, it's comical bass, it's overdriving bass. They're bass cannons. Let's go to Los Lobos at test track on Dreamin' Blue. I gotta think they're gonna like go nuts. Here we go.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's a shit ton of slam, folks. A shit ton of slam. They went for it in the bass department. They just went, we're gonna turn the bass up to 11 and let it ride. That's what a dynamic driver does well, so they went for it. I don't necessarily mind it. And there's a decent treble. They're definitely pulling something out in that upper mid-range, lower treble. That's pulled down a bit. And then it ramps back up in the treble. Very clear up top, though. Surprisingly good in those upper frequencies. But it's all bass. It's all bass. I mean, the bass is so over-dominant in the mix. It's fun. If you're looking for something fun like that, this headphone will get you there. But it's overpowering. There's a new 40th anniversary of Moving Pictures, and I'm going to go to that, but rather than go to that version, I'm going to go to my ultimate Rush version of that. So around 2013 or so, Rush did a major digital repackaging of all of their albums and a remixing of them. And they remastered them in super high 96K FLAC. And what I like about it is they released 3 different sectors for their different eras. And Sector 2 is the one that's got permanent waves and moving pictures on it. And we're going to go to that moving pictures record. Yeah. By the way, these are really efficient. I have to shamelessly say, the bass is really full-bodied, no question, but they sound pretty good. Like, I'm not unhappy with them. I'm more unhappy with the build than I am the sound. Take that any way you'll take it. I feel like this is hinky and not worthy of Hi-Fi Men. Not that they've ever been known for their great builds, but this is particularly bad. That said, there is something really enjoyable about this headphone. It's just got a ton of bass. You gotta love bass, and I love bass. I don't think I'd want to listen to these all the time because it's too much. And I certainly wouldn't mix on these, which is, you know, another headphone down the drain in my pursuit of something to mix on. But okay, what I'm getting from these is this, okay? You know how much I like the much hated Sennheiser 820, which is a closed back. This has like way more bass than the 820, and the image is in place. If the image is where it should be, this headphone messes with the image and the soundstage like crazy. This one, everything's kind of in the same place. And I gotta say, it's not the narrowest experience on these. These sound like they kind of expand out a bit. They're enjoyable. I kind of like them. I'm not sorry I have these. I feel a little guilty, but they're a guilty pleasure. These things are fun. I'm engaged by the sound. I'm getting a great feel off of these. They've got a great image. I mean, Neil Peart's drums are just rolling, doing the panty thing. They're very locked in. There's just gobs of bass. I don't know that they're terribly fast, but they don't sound slow either. All right, I'm just gonna listen to a little passage in the chain, and this is a section that I always listen to, and it kind of tells me something about the speed of the headphone, and it's how well it separates voices at the end of the song. On the chain at the end, when Lindsay and Stevie start singing, they're keeping them separated. There's no blurring, and there's some good things going on this headphone, and given my experience with the closeback of the DT700, moving to this, I would take this any day of the week, though the build on the 700 is better. These are pretty. There is no question. These things are beautiful, but okay, pleather, bad. Foam, bad. Not a fan of this stuff going on right now. And then you get to the cups, and it's again pleather here, a little better on the squishiness, but these are ripe for somebody like a DeConey to come in and really fix them. These are great cups in need of a better structure. I can't stress enough the disappointment in the rest of the build around this mess. I mean, and headphones shouldn't do this ever. No headphone should ever do this. This is a problem. But I'm not getting a lot of resonance on this thing like I was on, say, the Kennerton. It doesn't like shoot through the whole thing. And I think because of the pop nature of this headphone, I'm going to go back to the Chili Peppers. I'm going to go to the new one. I'm not very familiar with the songs in this one yet. I've only listened to it a few times, but Black Summer has got this vocal on it that sounds a lot like Traffic, like John Barleycorn. It's a more intimate sound, like a minstrel sound almost. And the quality of the mids is good. There just is a boom underneath in the bass that is distracting. So, all right. Okay, I'm gonna stop it here, and I'm not gonna try and run it through some like jazz hijack. This is clearly a more rock and pop headphone. It's unabashed in the amount of bass that's coming across, and it's not going to give you the feels on like a jazz track or something like that. So let's not mince words here and try and pretend it's not something other than it is. It's a bass crazy headphone with decent detail, great imaging, decent soundstage, but a bass that is way dominant and gets boomy on it. Honestly, like the more I listened to it, the more the bass was really starting to bloom over other stuff. So if you like the boom, 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 these have a lot of boom, boom, boom to them. Okay, so there you have it. That's the Hifiman HE-R9 in all its $600 glory. Is it worth it? Well, we'll get to that in an upcoming episode when I do the formal sound check. And we'll also check out the Bluetooth properties of that headphone as well. Now, don't forget to subscribe to the Director's Garage so you don't miss a beat. Next up, I'm going to have a full sound check and review of those Beyerdynamic DT700 and DT900 headphones. Those are brand new. Call it a deep dive into Beyer's mixing products. Where do they excel and where do they fall a little short? We're going to figure that out in our next episode. Now, until then, Give this episode a thumbs up if you enjoyed our first look at the Hifiman HE-R9 and its beautiful cups but hinky design. Or you can do the other thing if you'd rather see me stomped to death by a pack of hartebeests. I can't say I blame you either way, but I'll see you before you know it.